Then why is it
You
that
want?
so many in your party seem to be anti-trans? They're anti-drag queen reading. They don't want gay
I,
people to get married. Why? Listen, I'm asking you this because you're a Republican. You're in the Republican Party. They don't want
I,
gay people to be married. They attack transgenders on a regular basis.
sir,
They attack drag queen reading. I
sir,
want to get your thoughts on that.
you see. No offense, you just twisted the whole
No, I didn't.
conversation
Not at all. Not at
into.
all. You talked about.
I'm talking about healthcare.
Okay,
I'm
let's
talking
talk about let's
healthcare.
talk about healthcare.
Uh,
Does it bother you that you're a
okay.
Republican and you're voting for Donald Trump, and yet he said he has concepts of a plan, and he's had 9 years to replace Obamacare? And I've heard a lot of Republicans bitch and complain about Obamacare. Did it bother you on a debate stage, all transgender talk aside, that the man that you are going to support has no idea what a replacement plan would look like, and he hasn't even sat down with advisors for 2 hours in 9 years to talk about a plan? Does that bother you more than transgender surgery, that the man that you are going to support has concepts of a plan and he's had 9 years? Does that bother you, sir?
Sir,
It does
you
bother
just
you.
got it just got very upset. This is
Answer the question.
There's a lot of generalities.
No, there's no generalities. Let's start again, and I'll say it. No, hold on. I'm going to say it very calmly. Hold on. I'm going to. Well, you're not answering.
I'm giving you an answer.
Please do.
I'm giving you an answer.
Please do.
My answer is whether it be Obamacare or any kind of care that has been tried to be done in this country.
Hasn't been tried. It's been implemented.
Okay.
You said
I just
tried.
said any that has been tried. I just said Obamacare or any that has been tried. Did I not say that?
Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay. Is a vastly huge task to undertake.
It's a huge task to undertake. Why was Obama able to do it then? Was he able to do the task? You didn't vote for Barack Obama. He helped implement Obamacare. Why is it that Donald Trump has had 9 years to think about it and he doesn't even have a plan? I agree with you. It's not an easy thing. I agree. We're in agreement. I'm not saying it's easy. All I'm saying is throughout Donald Trump's presidency, he said, well, that'll be there in a month. It'll be there in 2 months. It'll be there in 2 weeks. He said it over and over again. And then on a debate stage a few weeks ago, he said he had concepts of a plan. How can you replace something that is not easy to do? We agree on that. When you don't even have a plan, doesn't that bother you? That was my question, and I haven't received an answer yet.
Well, we went from healthcare for all, and you didn't answer that, to this.
Whoa. What do you mean I didn't answer? So I've answered every one of your questions directly.
My answer is this. If Trump gets elected, I'm sure he's going to attempt to change Obamacare.
Let me ask you about that. You just said hold on. I'm going by your quote. If he's elected, you have no doubt that he will replace Obamacare. Why didn't he do it when he'll attempt to? He'll attempt to was the word you used, right?
Exactly.
Why didn't he attempt to do it when he was president for 4 years? Why didn't he make that attempt?
Well, why?
Yeah.
Because right now that is what the law of the land.
It's going to be the law. It's going to be the law of the land if he wins again. You're not making any sense. He had 4 years to attempt to do it. He didn't even make an attempt. So what evidence do you have to form the conclusion that he's going to make an attempt if he becomes president again? Sir, go ahead.
He may not change Obamacare.
Okay, well,
I don't understand. I don't understand where we went from that.
Here's where we went. Here's where we went. I'll explain it to you, and I want you to stay on the line. You started this conversation, and that's why I'm keeping you on. I want to have it. And your first criticism, you mentioned healthcare, and you talked about transgenders. Now, I'm going to be very clear with you. I don't believe that we should have to pay for transgender surgery. That's my personal opinion, but that is not my number one priority, and that is not the number one priority of most Americans. That's yours. That's fine. My point is, hold on. You mentioned healthcare, and my point is you're voting for Donald Trump. You're talking about Obamacare, and you said, I have no doubt that he'll make an attempt, is the word you used, to replace Obamacare. My point is he didn't make any attempts when he was president for 4 years. And then when asked on a debate stage about it, he said he had concepts of a plan. Why on earth would you have any confidence in this man making an attempt, as you put it, to replace Obamacare? And you haven't given me any reasoning why you feel that way. Go ahead, sir.
Because he's president, I don't expect
he was president for 4 years.
Sir, if you're not going to let me finish,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to assume that he's going to have capable cabinet members that will look into it.
Did he not?
Now, I'm not saying.
Hold on.
I'm not saying.
Hold on. I have to interject. Did he not have competent cabinet members when he was president in 2016 to 2020?
Sir, were his last year and a half of the presidency consumed by COVID?
That wasn't my question. Did he not have?
No.
That wasn't my question. I'm asking you to answer my question.
Your question is, he had 4 years, and my answer is
that
no,
wasn't my question. That wasn't my question.
Okay.
I need you to listen. You said you believe he's going to replace Obamacare or make an attempt.
I never said that.
Listen to me.
No.
Or he'll make an attempt.
I said he would.
Make an attempt. Listen, you said he would make an attempt. And then I said, what is your evidence to believe that? And you said, well, I believe he'll have competent cabinet members. My question was, did he not have competent cabinet members when he was already president? That was my question.
Yes.
Okay, so why didn't it happen then? So why didn't it happen then?
Maybe he didn't have the votes to change it. There's a million reasons.
Not true. Not true. He didn't even put forth a plan for votes, okay? He didn't even put forth a proposal. In order for there to be a vote, there has to be a plan, not concepts of a plan. Let's move on now. I think we'll agree to disagree on that one. Name me something else. By the way, let me ask you a question now. Does it bother you at all? Forget about the criminality. We'll probably disagree on the criminality of Donald Trump, even though he's a 34-count felon. Does the behavior bother you at all that he lies about the 2020 election, that he's a liable sexual abuser? Does it bother you at all that he doesn't admit that he lost the 2020 election? Does it bother you at all that there are 25 women that have come forward that have accused him of sexual assault? Wait, let me finish, please. Does it bother you at all that he has attacked POWs like John McCain and he said he didn't respect him because he was captured? Does any of that behavior bother you at all?
What we opened this conversation by me saying that I don't like Trump, but I'm voting Republican.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Stop. Why did you just go?
Don't tell me to stop. I'm asking you a question. Okay, I'm going to ask it again. I'm going to ask it again a different way, so hopefully you will answer the question directly. I understand you said you don't like Trump. Okay, fine. So I'm going to assume that you don't like some of that behavior. Is it fair to say with you, sir, as a voter, that you put moral compass aside and all you care about policy? For example, the first thing you mentioned was you don't think we should have to pay for transgenders, and that's a big priority for you. But is it fair to say that you just put here's the question. You put moral compass aside, and I don't know, healthcare with transgenders is more important than a man who's a liable sexual abuser. Is that a fair characterization?
Okay, you asked me to start, and I started with healthcare. There's a million other reasons, but you haven't even let me go past.
You didn't even start. Okay, well, I'll give you the opportunity, but you didn't. You didn't really start. Let me
answer the question. Okay. You asked me a question.
Okay, but hold on.
Answer.
Okay, but we didn't start with healthcare. Hold on a second.
Let me answer.
I'm going to let you answer, but you just mischaracterized. Okay, our conversation. You started with transgender surgery. You didn't talk about lowering the cost of insulin, which is something that Joe Biden did. You didn't talk about lowering the cost of prescription drugs. The first thing you mentioned under healthcare was transgender surgery, which is a right-wing talking point when it comes to transgenders. I'm going to let you continue, sir, but please don't make it like you talked about everything involving healthcare, because you didn't. You talked about transgenders, but go ahead.
That's the first thing. Anything that weighs on the public money has to do with healthcare. And by the way, I'm a diabetic. My insulin is not $35 a month.
Because they capped it for people that are older than us. That's why. It's a great start. And Kamala Harris has said on the record that she wants to do it if she becomes president for all Americans. But Joe Biden got the ball rolling. How could you not give them credit for that, man?
I didn't say I'm not giving him credit for it. But I know as an individual, my insulin is not $35 a month.
Because the bill that they passed was for people that are over. You keep saying stop.
Every Democrat in the world takes credit for that bill. Not every Democrat
hold on, pot him down now because you're saying nonsense. Every Democrat in the world, by the way, this didn't happen in the world. It happened in the United States of America. And the Democrat or Democrats that should take credit for it is Joe Biden and his administration. Why is that so hard for you to comprehend and admit? Every Democrat isn't responsible or taking credit. In fact, Donald Trump, the man who you're going to be voting for, has lied, and he said he was the reason why insulin was capped at 35 for senior citizens. Why is, if you care about people that take credit, then why don't you criticize Donald Trump for taking credit for something that Joe Biden is the one who overwhelmingly implemented this policy? Are you going to criticize Donald Trump for taking credit for capping insulin at $35, since we're on that topic?
All right. You just said that Joe Biden should take credit for it.
His administration.
So Nancy Rosen shouldn't take credit for it. Susie Lee shouldn't take credit for it. Every Democrat in the House and Senate that's running for re-election shouldn't take.
Okay, I'll answer your question. You said Democrats around the world, which was an ignorant statement. That's number one. Number two, I give credit to a lot of Democrats. Why do you keep saying "sir" and interrupting me? I'm answering your question.
Because you need to keep the conversation.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I haven't called you any names, and I'm not going to be told. And I'm not going to be told how to have this conversation. I'm going to have the conversation. If you don't like it, you can hang up the phone. I'm sorry, I'm destroying you. Can you please answer my question? Does his behavior bother you? Does it bother you that he's a 30? Does it bother you? Does it bother you? What?
You have not made one point.
I haven't made. Okay, pot him down. I'll make some points. You want me to make points? Here you go. I'm going to make some points. Donald Trump is the reason why January 6th happened. He's continued to lie about the election. Donald Trump is a 34-count felon. We shouldn't have a convicted felon as the president of the United States and the leader of the free world. Donald Trump is the man who has 25 women who have accused him of sexual assault or rape. I don't want somebody like that in office. Donald Trump is the guy that spent $8.2 trillion. He got us $8.2 trillion in debt while he sells $100,000 watches. Donald Trump is the guy who sides with evil, murderous dictators. Donald Trump is the guy who wrote letters, love letters to Kim Jong-un. Donald Trump is the guy who stood up 2 feet away from Vladimir Putin, 2 feet away from Vladimir Putin, and sided with him over our own CIA and FBI. Donald Trump is the guy who said in regards to COVID, 15 cases down to 0. It's going to be gone by Easter. And he took his COVID press conferences and he turned them into campaign rallies. Donald Trump is the guy, if he loses in November, he's not going to concede. Donald Trump is the guy who attacks women on looks. He attacks POWs, suckers and losers. I don't respect him because he was captured. Donald Trump is the guy, his own vice president won't be voting for him. There are 40 members of his cabinet, including 5-star generals, that won't be supporting Donald Trump. Did I make enough points for you, sir? Would you like me to make a few more points for you?
Sir.
Did I make enough points, or would you like me to make a few more?
What substantial policy point did you make in that rant?
Sure. You want to hear some policy points? He got us $8.2 trillion in debt. Donald Trump is the reason why when he left office, we were in the tank. We were locked up in our rooms during COVID. And if you don't want to put any blame on Trump for COVID, what about his response? Per capita, if you want to talk about policy, we are one of the richest countries in the world. Per capita, we were like number 2 or number 3 when it came to deaths per capita in this country. He left our economy in shambles when Joe Biden took it over. What do you make of that, sir? Do you not put any of that on Donald Trump at all?
Let me ask you a question. You live in Las Vegas, correct?
You're not going to respond to what I just said. You're going to ask a question.
Here's my response.
Okay.
Do you live in Las Vegas?
That's a great response. Yes, I do live in Las Vegas. You are right about something in this phone call. I appreciate that.
Did Sisolak close the Strip and make the Vegas economy tank?
Did Sisolak? Wow, what a dumb thing to say, but I'll still answer your question. First of all, there are Republican governors all over the country that also closed down their state. The reason why they did that is because they were listening to healthcare professionals, and Donald Trump, the Cheeto Jesus orange turd rapist that you support, left it up to the states to decide. Steve Sisolak saved lives. We lost millions of people in this country, and I'm also going to assume that you consider yourself an infectious disease expert, right? Even though you probably have zero medical experience, but yet you want to criticize a Republican Democrat in this state Democrat, Republican in this state when there are also Republicans in other states that also shut down their state as well when Donald Trump was president of the United States. You're probably also one of those people that hates Dr. Fauci, even though Donald Trump is the guy that hired him. If you want to talk about policy, were you okay with Donald Trump leaving it up to the states to decide? Because that's policy, sir.
Am I allowed to finish my thought or no?
Okay, stop it with your stupid, condescending statements. Answer the question.
When Steve Sisolak left office, Las Vegas was in a deep, deep recession.
The entire country was in a deep, deep recession. Next, checkmate. Next, the entire country was in a recession. Nobody was working. We were locked up, and almost every state was locked up, including Republican governors. What is wrong with you? Do you not understand that? The entire country was shut down. It wasn't just Steve Sisolak. And by the way, we live in a very unique state.
But you can't keep on blaming Trump.
Trump is the one that left it up to the states. Do you not understand that?
Oh, okay. And the state of Nevada with a Democratic governor.
And Republican governors also shut down the states. What is wrong with you? The entire country was shut down. Will you give me something else? Because this is just a ridiculous conversation.
You keep on blaming Trump.
Trump left it up to the states. What part of that do you not understand?
And some of the people heading the states made mistakes.
Can you name me one Republican governor in any state in this country that did not at one point during COVID shut down their state? Can you name, it's not Ron DeSantis. He shut it down for maybe shorter than Sisolak, but he shut it down. Can you name me one Republican governor that didn't shut down anything during COVID?
But you're blaming the recession.
I'm going to ask you again to answer my question. Can you name me one? Okay, they all did. Okay, checkmate. Next question, please. Let's move on. Can you please...
Checkmate.
Yes, checkmate. You know what that means? Do you play chess? You don't sound like you're much of a chess player. What did Donald Trump... Can you name me some policies that really were great under Donald Trump that really said, wow, thank God he did that? I mean, I could name a few. There's a few things he did that I like. But can you name me some policies? Because I'll name you a ton of Joe Biden policies. What did Donald Trump do policy-wise that you really liked?
Well, the first thing is he gave the Border Patrol permission to actually do their jobs.
Okay, what bill was that? Can you name me the policy where you say, in a very general sense, he allowed Border Patrol?
It wasn't a bill.
So I'm going to ask. Okay, I'm going to ask you. Okay, not limiting something is not a policy. I'm going to ask you again. What policies? Okay, I'm going to ask you to name me a policy.
Border Patrol.
We're not talking about Biden right now. You're a Trump supporter. Name me some policies you like under Donald Trump. Don't oh my God me, sir. What policies do you like under Donald Trump? Answer the question.
I'm kind of waiting to see when he comes back in. See what's going on.
So you can't name me one policy that you liked under Donald Trump in 4 years, and your only response to my question before you Google it. Before you Google it, hey, before you Google it on your Obama phone, can you name me one policy you liked under Donald Trump? Just one.
On my Obama phone?
Yeah, it was a joke, sir. It's called levity. Can you name me one policy, sir?
You're calling me ignorant and attacking me, and then you're
because you can't name one policy. If I tell you I like this politician, after pot him down again, can you if I like one politician, say Joe Biden. Hey, Brian, what did you like about Joe Biden's presidency? I like the CHIPS and Science Act. I like the fact that he capped insulin at $35. I like student loan debt relief. I like the fact that he gave health care to our brave men and women, the bill that he put forward with Jon Stewart. I like that a lot. I also like the fact that we have record highs with the NASDAQ. I love the fact that compared to other G7 countries, we're number one when it comes to inflation. I really like that a lot. I love the fact that he's done those things. And I could name you plenty more, but I just named you 5 policies. You can't name me one. And when I ask you, the reason why I called you ignorant, because I believe you are, sorry, Snowflake, I believe you are. When I ask you, name me one policy you like under Donald Trump, because you're going to be voting for Donald Trump, the only thing you say to me is, quote, well, he let the people do their job at the border. That's not a policy. Now that you've maybe had a chance to Google something, can you name me a few policies you like under Trump? I'll give you another chance, sir. I'm all for second chances. You seem like a really nice guy.
You know what I like? I like people that aren't scared shitless.
I like people that aren't scared. That's your policy answer. Sir, I gave you a second opportunity. You are an absolute dope. Okay. You have no idea what you're talking about. Your number one priority, or the number one thing that you brought up on this show, was transgender surgery. I ask you if you can name one policy that you like under Donald Trump in 4 years, just one. And the only thing you said was he let people at the border do their job. I don't even know what that means. And then you said, I'm scared blankless. Not to be scared blankless, crapless, or whatever you just said. Sir, that's why I call you an idiot, because you can't name me one policy like so many other bird for brain MAGA supporters. Are you college educated, sir? Sir?
Yes, I'm college educated.
What's your education? Like, did you take political science? Because you sound very politically savvy when you vote for somebody and you can't name one policy in 4 years. That's very politically savvy, sir. What would you say if you said, Brian, why did you vote for Joe Biden? Can you name me some policies? And I said, well, the policy of not being scared blankless. What would you call me if I said that?
Well, here's one thing I do.
See, we got another MAGA supporter that's developing a stutter. I'm sorry, sir. Go right ahead.
Wow.
Have a nice day, sir. I've had enough of you. Have a nice day. I love it. Winner, we have another MAGA supporter that's developed a stutter. We have another MAGA supporter that's developed a stutter. I'm not mocking people for having a stutter. I'm mocking this guy for developing a stutter in the middle of the phone call. What did we learn from this caller? Well, we learned a couple things. Number one, we learned his number one priority and his biggest criticism: I don't want to pay for people to have transgender surgery. I'm sure that's number one on everybody's mind that are reasonable people. I don't want to pay for transgender surgery. What else did we learn? Another MAGA clown, and an inbred MAGA clown that can't name one policy. Can't name one. Another brilliant caller.